Hello there, my name is Mr. Businessman, and I heard you're looking for a way how to get a high paying job straight out of high school, 18 years old, no degree, but you want to get a high paying job so you can buy yourself a Hellcat and, pull up on some people, flex on it. Well, my friends, you've came to the right video. Alright, enough of the accent.
So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I got into American Express, one of the top credit card companies in the world, and where I was being paid $20 an hour for a 40-hour work week with $30 overtime, just on the phone, working from home, which is an amazing job. And I just got it straight out of high school, no degree. I just applied and boom. Now, obviously, there's a lot more into that, and that's what this video is all about, how I was able to get a relatively high-paying job, for entry level, 18-year-old. So I structured this video on number one, where I found the job. So where I found this job specifically, and where you can find similar jobs related to this. Number two is the hiring process. So I'll go over, again, the hiring process I had here, and then what you can expect at other types of companies. Then I have my credentials / I believe my advantages over other candidates that I believe that you can that you can build up in high school to be able to just body those other candidates. And then number four, just my final thoughts on this job specifically. Number one, internships at high school clubs. So if you're in high school, and this is really targeted to those who are early in their high school career, like freshmen, 9th, 10th, 11th, even 12th graders, but 12th graders is kind of difficult to do this, but you still can. And that is joining a business or career-oriented club at your high school. Some of these organizations that are out there in the U.S. or internationally as well, is DECA. There's one called FBLA, and there's a couple out there. Now, you should ask the clubs, do they have internship programs? Do they have companies that partner with them, blah blah. And for my school, you had to be a senior, or you had to be a junior going into your senior year to be eligible for the internship. But check with your business classes to see if they have they offer those opportunities. I would go there first, because you're basically kind of partnering with the club, and the company knows that club's brand, what they can do. And so they're probably going to be more lenient and just hire you even if you don't have the exact full professional skills as a full size adult applying for an actual adult job, so it's kind of catered to you guys. So I definitely recommend you go there first, because it's going to be easier. They're going to help you out along the way. Second place to find a job is local job fairs. Now, I know this sounds super old school and just not fun, but this is where actually I got my job at American Express. They usually post these they're usually on the news and stuff, or random articles locally or newspapers, but they'll usually have, if you live in the city or suburban area, they'll usually host these job fairs. Mine did it in the summertime at a big mall, not a mall, one of these stadiums in Florida. And when they did, and in the article, they also listed all the companies that were going to have booths there that were hiring. So local job fairs are a big one, and usually they're usually there because they need hiring badly, they're kind of urgently hiring. And that's actually what happened here. Was they're urgently hiring, and they had on the spot interviews. You don't have to wait basically 2 to 3 weeks for a response from the company if you send if you apply online or email, whatever. The job fair openings are usually just on the spot. The third place you want to look for is friends and family. So if you're part of I don't know, whatever, a soccer team, or maybe sports team, or even school, or your church, or whatever, a place where there's other adults, you can ask other adults about what they do. Hey, what do you do? You can literally ask your dad, maybe not your dad or your mom, but their friends, maybe, see if they, depending on what roles, you kind of have to, it's kind of weird, this one, but if you know someone that has a job that could potentially hire you, that's a friend, then definitely try out there too. I mean, if they know you, they're gonna have that upper hand and they're gonna know you and know your performance. Now, if you don't perform that good and they know that you're not a good performer, they're not gonna hire you. So maybe it's not the best option. But if someone trusts you and knows you really well, and you know that they have like a restaurant or a company or whatever, definitely reach out to them. That's also one of the ways I was able to find a couple of jobs besides American Express. And number 4, obviously, is the last one, is just walking into restaurants where they have hiring signs. Typically, those are online, so you're gonna like submit a resume online and fill out some stuff, and just hope that you get an email back or a call back saying that they'll ask for an interview. Those are the 4 places where you can find the jobs: internships, local job fairs, friends and family, friends and family, and then finally online / cold walk into a store. Number 2, the hiring process. Now, I'm going to talk about the reason why I'm wearing such divine clothing. Elegancy. Super cringy. Alright, so when I was going to the job fair, it was 9 a.m. At this stadium Saturday. My interviewer was impressed by the way I was dressed. And so I wanted to say that when you are going to apply for this job, whether it's in person or even online through Zoom, the way you carry yourself, the way you maintain your hair, your face, and your clothing, it all matters. It shows that you care or not about the job, and it makes you stand out amongst those who are just like whatever, versus the serious ones. So when I went to the job fair, I legit wore this full suit, tie, dress shirt. I even got the pants on and belt and everything, even shoes and socks, black, all black. Well, besides the shirt and the tie. I think that was a really big bonus, a big point I got in my hiring process. And I want to mention that to you guys too, that dressing professionally is a massive point, especially for these higher paying jobs. Another thing I brought too, to come prepared for this job fair, was bringing a resume of all the skills and basically all my work experience that I've done in high school and some outside high school as well. And it's really important that you have like a tailored, like complete, free of grammar mistakes resume, just in case they ask for a resume. Some places don't actually do the on-the-spot interviews. They'll just ask for your resume and they said they'll call you back. So you want to have a couple of these on hand when you go for a job fair. But if you're just going to like one specific job specifically, just bring 1 copy or 2 copies just in case. But a resume is this is a must for applying to obviously a more higher end entry level job. And I'm not going to go into a full video on how to like make this resume, but there's a lot of videos out there. Maybe I'll make one in the future, but you need a resume. When I saw the booth, I handshook one of the people, one of the representatives, said my name and hi, how are you? Asked for their name, and I don't want to go into like the full behind details there, but yeah, basically like you can't just be shy. Like you can't be like, oh, they're gonna come up to me. You can't just stand around. Like you have to like, you gotta get out. You basically gotta like take a deep breath, walk up to some. They're probably gonna be older than you, obviously, like some full-size adults. Handshake them. Don't be afraid to handshake them. You gotta be firm, like not just like some like wiggle like this. Like you gotta like be like, yes sir, like straight grip. Not too hard. Like, but you guys know what I mean. Like you guys gotta be confident. Like, yes sir, I'm Alessio Sincor. Yeah, I studied finance at JP Taravella. I don't know, this is not part of the job, but you get the point. So when I was in my interview, I met the guy, whatever, had a little like small talk before starting out the interview. He definitely like wanted me to be really comfortable, so that was like, he made it really easy for me. And so yes, they are gonna ask those questions like, oh, tell me about yourself, and that's like the worst one in my opinion, because it's like it's that question. Again, I'm not gonna go into like super detail about everything. There's a lot of other videos out there like how to answer tell me about yourself, but there were a lot of questions like, oh, how did you solve this problem? How did you solve XYZ problem when you're under pressure? And I kept so I had 3 experiences that I just fed off of all these questions. And I'll put a picture of my resume on the side here about what those 3 three experiences were. So if you look at my work experience, I have Starbucks Corporation, Gel Force Tactical, and I didn't mention on it, it wasn't really like work experience, but I did have a business class that was run like a fake company. And so basically I had these three places where I had experience, where I had stories of dealing with annoying classmates and like trying to work things out. Times where I put in a lot of work and where things paid off and like perseverance and blah blah. So I had those three places where I could just feed off of those questions. I was getting questions like, oh, I remember one of them was, how do you handle a customer? How do you handle a difficult customer, like a customer who doesn't know what they want? How did you solve that problem? How do you solve that problem if they didn't know what they want, but they're like bugging you about it? So for that one, and I didn't think about this prior. I gave myself like 10 seconds. I was like, And then I remembered that when I was at Starbucks, there was this Karen that I'm sorry, I always gotta say Karens. It always is, bro. Like, she would come in like every once a week, and she would always ask for like the caramel crunch frappuccino, but like she wanted these like toppings that was for a season. It was like a seasonal topping, like Christmas or whatever. But she always wanted it, but she didn't know the name of it. She had a hard time explaining what it was, so I basically had to give her out like multiple drinks of like what we had in stock, and give her and hope that would be the right one. Basically, we just test out like every topping. Eventually, we did find it. But anyways, you want to have a place where you have experience, whether that's a job that maybe not a full-time job because you're in high school, but maybe like a classroom that was like really interactive, or volunteer service, like you were I don't know, beach cleanup, and like you led the beach cleanup or something, and how you organized all the students and stuff like that. You want to have these stories. Keep in mind that you can grab a lot of information from. And I feel like that's what helped me out throughout my interview, and just being honest. Like, don't like lie about stuff. Like, just be honest. Tell them what you did. Know what you did, and I can't say you're gonna be good to go, but I can say that will help. Number 3, credentials. So what I mean by credentials, or like whatever bonus tips or whatever, on how to like build a strong career. Starting out as a high schooler is, like I said, number 1, finding business club is nice because it helps you specifically for the stuff. But if you're not like into like business or whatever, like let's say like you want to like be a doctor, like go all in high school and everything you can to learn about being a doctor. Like take those, I know a famous organization is called HOSA, where they do like, I don't know, medical stuff. I'm not in it, but take that, get involved in that the medical class. Take the classes in school, join the clubs, and give everything you can, because when you go for those jobs, even any job really, they're gonna ask you like what you did, like what makes you different about another student, like what did you do there exactly. Like you can't just like, even if you go to like all these like classes and courses, if you don't like participate and really like try to stand out and like make something happen, then it's gonna be hard for you to like come up with stuff during these interviews or jobs. So I really recommend going all in on something that you're really passionate about, whether that's in school or even outside of school. Like even if it's like your own business, like just go out all in it, and you're gonna get so much experience from that, and you're gonna be able to use that to get a job, maybe high paying, maybe not, but you have something that you can feed off of. Alright, and so the last thing I have, guys, for this video is my personal thoughts at working at American Express for about a month. Yes, about a month, as in like I don't work there anymore. It's for another video about why I left, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped you.